Yeah, and well, kind of circling back on Samoa Joe, the reason I was like, everybody would love to see him in AEW. It's crazy to me, like how much of a Ring of Honor influence there really is at the top of the card in AEW at the moment. I'm sure that's something that's very noticeable to you.
Yeah, and I'm proud of it. I'm proud to see these guys. I got to spend 5 minutes with Bryan Danielson, another guy who I'm not like buddy with, but he's a good man. And I think what I'm seeing, and for my taste of wrestling, with CM Punk, who I got to say hello to too, but with Punk and Bryan, I've seen this. I don't know. It's like the scales shifting. In other words, these guys are so good, and wrestling's a variety show, and it's like the circus. But I think it pushes a lot of guys down. Just at the talent that's there. They had a lot of talent before that.
Yeah.
But I hope you understand what I'm trying to express poorly.
No, I get what you're saying. Yeah, you bring big fish in, and there's going to be less water in the pond, right? People are going to get pushed to the side, so to speak. Yeah, and you've obviously been in the promotion side of pro wrestling for decades now at this point. I mean, it's not something you've seen before, but it's still. You got to understand why it's a little why it becomes a story, I guess, for fans when they see people get pushed to the side that they were fans of initially in favor of other bigger names that are coming to the party.
Yeah. Look. There's so many good ROH guys. We mentioned their names already. Taven, Shane Taylor, Dalton.
Right.
They're going to be fine. But a lot of guys are going to have to hustle on the indies. Because Tony Khan, I don't think, is going to sign everybody. He can't.
No, there's no way.
So, and to your point, there's probably going to be some releases. I think he and I are similar in one way. He's too nice.
Yeah, I'm interested. We glossed over you talking to Tony Khan. I'm very interested to know what it was like when you guys had a chance to exchange. What did you think of Tony Khan?
Well, here's what happened.
Okay.
I went out by the ring, and there were some various people. I'm trying not to be in the way.
Right.
I'm welcome, but at the same time, I'm walking on eggshells. So, look, there's Matt Hardy, someone who I do know, someone who I've talked to and worked with. So I got to spend a little time with Matt Hardy, and I noticed, oh shit, there's Tony Khan, like 30 feet away, talking to two girls. I don't know which ones they were, sorry, but two of they were doing something that night, and he was very engaged. So after my pleasantries and a nice photo with Matt Hardy, I said to Matt, hey, do you think I can go over because I have to interrupt them.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm not going to see him again, right? And Matt Hardy, who I hope wasn't playing, it turned out he was not playing a rib on me. He's like, yeah, go ahead. It could have been the worst advice, but he knew. And I said, you sure? He goes, yeah. So I said, excuse me. And I interrupted this. And Tony looked at me, and we exchanged the obligatory pleasantries. I thanked him for keeping the kind of wrestling that I like alive and well. And he thanked me for the Ring of Honor contributions, so on and so forth. He was very nice. And, in the case of ROH continuing, and I have nothing to do with the ROH business, I leaned into him and I said, you think we could maybe work with, if we do a show, whenever it might be?
Yeah.
And you know what his answer was, Nick? Here's an exclusive for you.
Sure.
He didn't say yes. He didn't say no. He just said, have them give me a call.
Okay.
So
hey, I mean, there's obviously a lot of great.
So if there's a show, that would be nice to, because we did have FTR at Final Battle.
Right.
So Briscoes and FTR, I mean, I'm dying to see that.
Well, I would have to imagine that Tony feels a little bit, I don't want to say indebted, but a debt to Ring of Honor. I mean, even Joe, I think, has kind of touched on it. It would be really tough to think that an AEW would exist without the Ring of Honor produced All Out event that kind of launched the whole thing. So I would hope that Tony sees the opportunity to do more. And
I think he does.
Yeah,
I mean, he worked. He worked to get FTR to Final Battle, also Jay Lethal. So he seems like a really fair guy, and this is no bullshit. Every one of those guys that I am close with, who I saw, like Jerry Lynn, like Adam Cole, Christopher Daniels, I say, how is it? How is it? Everyone says it's great. Adam Cole said, I've been, which one of them? I don't know. One of them said to me, I got to work with the two greatest bosses of all time. Very nice. So Tony Khan is definitely held in high esteem beyond the fact that he's giving these guys a paycheck, that he's a good guy. And he loves pro wrestling, and he wants to help the entire wrestling business.
So was this your first time being at an AEW event?
Yes.
Ever? Period?
Ever.
Wow.
Ever. Back before the pandemic, they were at the Licoris Center, which is Temple University.
Okay.
And it was, when I say it was raining, it was like a typhoon. And I turned around halfway there. Then the pandemic came. They weren't in the Northeast. And something happened. Maybe I wasn't feeling great, and I didn't go to the first Newark show. And to go to Flushing is a bit of a schlep, as my Jewish grandmother used to say. So it worked out. And this was the first time I was there. And it was without my dear friends, the Bucks, being there.
Yeah.
But
that was unfortunate.
Yeah, I know. And they're fine. But they were completely cool. It dawned on me about, I only stayed there for like an hour and a half. And then I knew, the Billy Joel song, Big Shot. Sure. I went over the line. I didn't see it was time to go home. Well, I knew it was time. I didn't go over the line. I knew it was time to go home. But so what dawned on me was there's so many people backstage between the talent and the crew. They have like an 8-truck tour. In other words, if you went to see old Alice Cooper or someone, they have one truck with these moving lights these days. But if you go to see, Billy Joel at the Garden or wherever, probably 4 trucks. And if you go to see Lady Gaga or U2 at a stadium, it's like 8 to 12 trucks. They had 8 trucks.
Wow.
Beautiful lighting, well done. Everything looked great. They do a great job, no doubt about it.
So what about you?